Peace, everybody. I'm trying to, I'm trying to do my YouTube and so let's go like this. Can we turn this like this, maybe? Okay, yeah, that should work. All right, yeah, it's Money Mondays, and today I wanted to speak about a topic that I think, especially because it's taxes. Well, taxes are over. A lot of people are getting their refunds back. I've been talking a lot about that recently, about like budgeting. Hold on, about like budgeting and just being able to do certain things with your money. So, I want to have a conversation about supply and demand. How do I make sure I'm looking at both? I'm gonna look over here and then just bear with me. I just started restreaming my, yeah, that's my candle back there. I just started restreaming on my YouTube page because something was going on with it. They wasn't letting me do certain things. Um, I'm not really sure what happened, but yeah, let me move it this way. Maybe if I do it this way. Is that good? I think that's good. Yeah, because yeah, this is good. This is as good as it's going to get right now. All right, so supply and demand. I'm a visual learner, so when I speak about supply and demand, I like to talk about the demand curves and the supply curves, right? So what what affects these curves? So I'm going to show you. This is the demand curve. This is a demand curve. You see the curve right here. So when I'm talking about a curve, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Down here is quantities. Up here, up here are prices. So in a demand curve or a supply curve, this is what it'll look like. But the demand curve will curve this way, right? The supply curve actually curves the other way. So I'll show you that as well, and then we'll talk about. Here we go. See the supply curve. So you see what I'm talking about? You see it goes, this one is this way and one is the total opposite way, right? So this is the supply, right? And this is the demand. Okay? So now that we got that out the way, so at least you know exactly what I'm talking about. Think about supply and demand, right? So uh let's say for example something exclusive comes out, right? Like, okay, so Jordans, back in the days people used to do this stuff with Jordans where they used to wait on the line and then they cop the Jordans, and then when they're all sold out they can resell them, right? And then when you're reselling them you can put a higher price. Why do you get to be able to put a higher price? Because there's less amounts of them and the demand is high. Okay, so that's supply and demand. When there is but there's other things that affect supply and demand. So I was just using that as an example as far as how the sellers are basically changing, you being able to change their prices, right? Because if this Jordan product wasn't so exclusive, they wouldn't be able to high price it, right? And if it was something that everybody can get, and or there was substitutes for Jordans, then the price might change. Okay, so those are things that, like, that's like, think of supply and demand in that way. um when everybody wanted the Yeezys, right? And they were doing like special this or whatever the case is, whatever, and they were extra expensive, and then they have the exclusive this, same concept. Um when you go to the 99-cent store or you go to like Five Below or even like a Fashion Over situation, right? What you're looking at for that situation is more like, okay, the supply is, there's a lot of supply because the manufacturer is actually, it's not charging, it's not costing them that much, so they can make a large supply and they can also have it like a lower price, right? Because there is also substitutes for something like Fashion Nova, like a Shein or Situation, right? So that's how you look at that supply, a supply curve. That's how you would look at that. Um, a supply curve that goes, okay, so the examples below are situations that cause the supply curve to shift up and to the left, which means firms are supplying less of a good or service at a higher price. So again, you have the price here, you have the quantity here. The way that it shifts, right? Say you're right here and then you shift over here. That means that, and shift up. That means that I'm going less in quantity and higher in price. Okay? So that's supply curve. And then the demand curve is something very similar, but it's because when you're dealing with demand, so the examples below are events that cause demand curve to shift up and to the right, which means consumers are willing to demand more of a good or service at a higher price. Okay, so what allows people to want to demand more at a higher price? Increase of disposable income, decrease in tax rates, a decrease in unemployment rate, which means that a lot of people have a little bit more extra money, and so they're able to do a little bit more. And when they're able to do more, what are they going to go do? They're going to go spend more on higher price things because they have disposable income. The disposable income is basically coming from the lack of having to pay taxes, the decrease in taxes, decrease in savings rate, decrease on substitute products, a decrease on price on complement products. So I know it seems like it's like whatever. I felt like that too, but like I said, like that's why I physically showed you the the curves itself, because then if you can visualize, right, if you can pinpoint something, like draw the curve, right, and then put the price here and the quantities here, right, and then literally move the curve from that, move a point from one point to the other, and see, like, okay, if I move it this way and up, right, if I shift it to the left and up, what does that what happens to that product? It is less in quantity and it's higher in price. If I shift it down and to the right, it's actually more quantity and it's lower in price. You get what I'm saying? So like the visual stuff, it helps me because I'm a person that I like to make sure that like sometimes audio, I need to see it. I need to see what's going on. Like pie charts work for me. So like as a financial planner and financial advisor, I'll ask my clients what it is that works better for them as far as learning and how they understand how they like how what their learning style is, and then I will make sure to um do what's best for my client, right? But also not offset how I can better explain myself, right? So I may create the pie chart, but if my client says I don't deal with pie charts, I actually am like I do audio, I can listen and you just tell me whatever, then I would create the pie chart for myself and then I would be able to discuss the pie chart with my client. Make sense? Cool. Um today uh it was just for me to be able to, I have some stuff that I'm trying to work on for this for Street Teaches Money LLC. um there's some projects that I am working on. I am working with a partner of mine to start our next book, which will be something similar to the first one that I did, but it will be more into credit and investing. And I am looking for people that are wanting to have a conversation about their money story. If you're interested in talking to me about your money story, and what I mean is like your relationship with money, how is your introduction with money, contact me, DM, contact me, email, however, find me. I got a TikTok now too. And the the user is still Streets Teaches Money. So like find me however you need to so that we can start working on your financial plans and goals, having a conversation about it. If you just want to talk about your money story, that's fine too. I really would like for people to have a little bit of an open mind about that because we do need to understand what our relationship is with money, especially the Black and Brown community. And yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Monday is the beginning of the week, work week. Sunday kind of starts off the week for me, but Monday sometimes could be a little hard or whatever. But I want you guys to know that, yeah, you're not by yourself. You're not alone. And if you guys need any assistance in anything, financial assistance, please feel free to contact me. Um, the Streets Teaches Money on Money Mondays. Shout out to First Ave. Shout out to my block with the dirt bikes and all that. All right, peace.